Hey everyone, welcome to the Mike On Podcast. I'm Mike Lamoth, and today we're going back to 1994. Today's episode is called 20-Year-Old Getting Into Clubs. All right, let's go. All right, for this story, we're going to go back to 1994, and I was about 20 years old. But first, let me frame it. I ended up getting a fake ID so I could get into clubs with my friends. And I remember it was so cheesy, but it worked most of the time because I was a big guy anyway. So most people didn't even look. They just look at the picture, it was me, and move on. Anyway, one night we were going to a place called The Strand, and they had really good security. And it was 18 and over night. And I was with my friend Norman, and I'm like, hey, let me go back to my house and get my real ID because they'll take this away. They get really good security. Oh, don't worry about it, kid, he said. I'm like, all right. So sure enough, we go to The Strand, and I can't get in. It's 18 and overnight. They take my fake ID. And I end up going to, my friend Norman walks with me, takes me to this strip club down the street. It was awful. Anyway, I was bouncing at the strip club at the time, so I was not even into that, right? Believe it or not. Just remember there was this girl that was a manager. I was just making fun of her. She was blonde, and I was just being silly, calling her Big Bird and stuff like that. But anyway, so that got taken away, so that I didn't have a fake ID. So I had to get really clever. So how I used to get in the clubs back then is I'd go up to the bouncer with one of my friends, and I would say, who do I got to talk to about getting a job here as a bouncer? And they'd say go in and talk to Joey. Like, okay. So I go in and we go straight to the bar and start drinking and stuff, right? And that worked like crazy. And I would remember the people's names too. So when he said go talk to Joey, I said, oh, cool, man, thanks, bro. And I go, what's your name? And next thing you know, I come back and say, I used their name and I had a good memory. So this worked for a while. Basically, I remember one time we went to a club and it was called Barry's. And it was in, Barry's in Cranston or something? Anyway, we went there and it was like a Wednesday or Thursday night. So it was kind of slow. It wasn't that busy. And my friend, it was me. What the hell was it? Me, Norman, and Chris, maybe. I think we were working, or maybe it was, I don't know. Maybe it was Robbie in there, I don't know. Anyway, so we're walking around the club, and there's these three girls there, and one of them was on the stool, and I clearly after she'd been drinking, obviously. She stands up, she looks at me, she walks up to me, and she just grabs me in the junk. And I slap her wrist. It was really funny. I slap her wrist. And I said, you got to buy me a drink first. It was so great. We had so much fun. The crazy thing of the story is when I was, I don't know, right before I turned 20 in say late 19 to about 20 to 21 is I kind of partied a little bit like a rock star, right? With my friends. I was always the youngest one, so hanging out with everyone who was older than me. But crazy fact is I haven't been drunk since I was 21, and I'm 45 now. So, I have a drink here and there, but never get drunk, and very seldom actually. I can't remember the last time I had a drink. It's probably been years. Luckily for me, though, I did things in excess. I drank too much, and I ended up getting sick on certain things. So I couldn't drink it anymore. Right? So one night, my buddy Robbie ordered 4 Long Island iced teas, and he handed one to me and someone else. Paid the bill, then had one in his hand, one in each hand, and he was going to give it to 2 other people, right? And as he was walking out, I put mine on the bar, and he just gave me another one. And then he ordered more, right then and there. I was like, because I was just, I was silly. It was just stupid. But anyway, so I ended up having 4 Long Island iced teas in the process of about 20 minutes. I don't remember much, but I do remember my buddy telling me after that, one of the bouncers, which was actually a friend of mine, became friends because I would always go in there and talk to him. He's like, dude, you got to get out of here. You're falling all over people. I'm like, really? So they ended up putting me outside, and I guess they put me into the car, and they put the seatbelt on me. And I was just in the car, and I remember what the hell am I doing here? And I ended up unbuckling the seatbelt, and I just got out of the car, and I was just sitting in the grass because some reason we were parked, there was grass there. So anyway, it was a rough night. And after that, I don't even know if there's tequila in Long Island iced teas, but I couldn't drink tequila. So I don't know was weird. If I smell it, to this day, my whole body just cringes. So there's one thing out of the water. I can't drink that anymore. And then another time we had this friend Chip, rest in peace, Chip Wilson. He was the toughest kid around, man. Holy shit. He was into karate, and he could hit so hard. Unfortunately, he ended up getting killed when he was 24, 25. It was just sad. An altercation happened and some guy had a gun. It was just a nightmare. Really horrible thing. Good kid though, good heart. Just a little misguided, I guess I would say. Someone said, was it him or was it Chris Martin? I think maybe it was Chris Martin. They said, don't let him drink this because he'll fight. See, some of these stories, they get a little blurry because they're so long ago. It was either Chris Martin or it was Chip Wilson. They couldn't drink firewater. If they drank it, they would start a fight. The night would be ruined. We'd have to be pulling them off of fighting people. So I ended up drinking this whole bottle, small little bottle though, of firewater. And it tastes like, I guess like a cinnamon type of schnapps or a Goldschlager type of taste. And, oh God, it was awful. So I remember that was a horrible night because I mixed that with some other stuff. And I ended up getting sick and all I could taste was that cinnamon. So I remember waking up in the morning with this crazy hangover. I ended up staying at Norman's place, and Norman and Chris lived together, I guess, for a little bit. And I slept. They had an extra. I think I slept in Norman's room. He was on the couch or something, and they were laughing at me because I was like, "Dude, this bed's so big. I can sleep in any direction." Or something stupid. I don't remember what I said. They told me about it. But the next morning, I woke up and I was like, "Death, dude. It was awful." I remember Chris saying, he just said the word firewater, and I would be like, I was going to be sick or something. Even the word was triggering me. So luckily, I got sick off of all these different things. And then when I was 21, I met my now wife, and I didn't want to go out. I went out a couple of times with my friends. I said, I'm not drinking. I'm all set. And I realized, oh my God, am I this much of an asshole when I go out drinking? Because my friends, when you're sober, you see people, you see it, right? But when you're drinking too, you're just as much of an asshole, probably. So anyway, I thought, hey, God, I can't do this anymore. I didn't want to do it anymore, and I stopped. And like I said, to this day, I haven't even been drunk, and that's cool. It's a cool thing, I guess. I think if I drank now, I don't think if I was hungover, it'd take me probably 3-4 days or a week to recover from it. So I choose not to. Anyway, not condoning drinking at all. In fact, I think it's stupid. But if you like it, do it. You know what I mean? But use your head. I was dumb. I was a young kid trying to be cool or whatever the hell, just being silly. But I had some good times. Made some good friends. I remember we used to go driving, and Robbie had this old Honda Accord, real old, I don't know, early 80s. He could do you could tell he did this a lot. So we're driving on the freeway, drinking beers, which that was early on. I had to be 19-ish because I can't even drink beer. Oh, it tastes like piss. Anyway, not that I've drank piss, but I can imagine. Robbie could do this thing where he's driving on the freeway and with his left hand, right, throw it over the roof of the car and hit those exit 25 signs or whatever your exits in 3 miles or 2 miles or whatever. He could just hit these signs. It was uncanny. It was crazy. With left hand over the car and boom. Anyway, I could go on and on with these stupid stories. I don't have too many of these because it was only for a short period of time. But yeah, it's good times, good memories. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. We'll see you next time.